This is just a perfect representation of how clothing sizes mean F all. Oh dear. Oh, do I want a dirty chai latte? Do I want a dirty chai? Do I want a dirty chai or do I want a pumpkin spice? It's Monday and I'm starting off this weekly vlog exactly as I did last week, and that is by having just finished editing and currently exporting last week's weekly vlog. I've got a really lovely sort of screenshot of my a really strange place of the video on the screen at the moment, which is wonderful. Yeah, I'm feeling really out of sorts today. I'm just in such a funk. I woke up quite early and just cracked straight on with editing this video because for whatever reason I didn't do it yesterday, and I'm very, very much regretting that because now I'm just feeling like just in one of those really weird moods, and I don't know whether it's because I had quite a sort of socially out of the house day on Saturday. Had quite a bit to drink but didn't really feel very drunk or anything, and I know that there's still going to be an effect of having such a large amount of alcohol regardless of whether I was feeling drunk or not. But yeah, just woke up today just feeling my anxiety is really, really high, and I have this thing sometimes and I cannot for the life of me work out why it happens, where it comes from, what it's about, but I certainly am gonna continue to try. But the only way I can describe it is I just feel like I'm this big ball of anxious energy. I'm like really sort of like on edge, and I can't really focus on one task because there's so many tasks in my head, so much going around in my mind that I need to action, that I need to do. And yeah, I just feel really staticky. It's a really, really strange feeling, and it's really uncomfortable and just not pleasant at all. It kind of feels like the feeling that you get when you've got, well, if you, I don't know, this is really strange, but I always feel like there are people that go around and just don't have this. And I'd be very interested to know if you are one of those people, both ways. If you feel like this or if you don't feel like this, let me know, because I find it fascinating. But before, like, you're having a really important like job interview, or you've got like I don't know, just something, and you get that really anxious feeling, really sort of like nervous and just a bit on edge and stuff. It's kind of like that but exacerbated, and also there isn't anything like that going on, so your body's, so it's kind of like that flight or fight feeling where you're like ready to fly or fight, but there's nothing to explain where that feeling's coming from. So yeah, that's kind of like how I'm feeling. And I find it really hard to film when I'm in these mindsets because I'm very much in my own head. I'm very much second guessing what I'm saying and how I'm coming across, and I find it difficult to sort of to speak, and I don't know, it's really strange. But it's something I really want to work through because I do enjoy doing these weekly vlogs, and it is a very cathartic process, and I think possibly in the process I might learn more about myself. I might be able to like reflect and look back and go, maybe that's why. Maybe you need to work on that. I don't know. But anyway, that's how I'm feeling today. It is currently at 1:45, and like I say, I've just been really working on this video pretty much all day. I've helped Jim with a few of his sort of refound stuff as well, his business stuff. I've had a shower. But that's it. And the other sort of tasks of the day that I'd like to do, as we know now, if you are a returning viewer, which I really do appreciate, hello and welcome back. I like to sort of go to the supermarket on a Monday and get in some sort of groceries and stuff for over the next few days, because I'm going to be in the studio for the rest of the week and I won't really have much more time to do it. So I really want to do that. I would love to have a bit of a tidy round, because that is one thing, I don't know why, but that is really one thing that does make me feel loads better. So I'm thinking this video has about 20 minutes to export from Premiere, and it's probably going to take a little while to upload to YouTube with it being so long. So I think what I'm going to do, wait for that to finish exporting and then start the upload. I might just grab myself something to eat, as it is now 10 to 1. Might just grab something, a little something before I head out of the house, and then go get the shopping done and come home and have a nice tidy round. Something that I need to be conscious of as well, I feel like, is not making these videos so long, because one, I don't know anybody that would find, I don't know, I would really appreciate some comments on this, but I just feel like potentially they're a bit long, and I don't know whether I'm feeling like that because of the mindset I'm in, and I'm like, no one, this is just like, what are you doing? No one wants to watch this. It's just all a bit silly. So let me know if it bothers you, them being so long. The one I've just finished doing is 1 hour 45 minutes. I really do appreciate a long YouTube video, because I like to put it on and sort of like listen and watch along sort of while I'm doing stuff, or you know, if I'm having a bath or something like that. So I don't personally mind it, but then I'd really like to know what your thoughts are. So I'm just going to try and be a little bit more mindful of the length, and I think it'll probably make it easier to edit as well. But yeah, happy Monday. It's 3:20 and I am home, and thought I would just quickly share with you what I picked up. Got some, I always feel like these grocery hauls are pretty much same old, but I enjoy showing you. So I got a couple of boxes of eggs. I grabbed some bananas and oranges as like my snacky fruits for this week. I grabbed a Jason's sourdough, one of the grains and seeds. Yummy, love it. Picked up a bag of veggie straws. Joe mentioned that he fancied some a few weeks ago and they didn't have any, so I saw that they had some in stock and grabbed them. It's one of like the big sort of like bags, not like little individual portions though, which is annoying, but we just share it throughout the course of the week, which is absolutely fun. Got some Bakewell Tart naked bars. I really wanted to get the apple and cinnamon ones, but they didn't seem to have any, so I went with these ones instead. Really like to take one with me when I'm on my way, and when I'm going to work and what have you, just as like a little nice snack. Got Jim some Saurine as his little treat for the week. And then I got a sweetheart cabbage, a cabbage. Love cabbage. Grabbed some white mushrooms. I was looking to see if there were any specific varieties, but they're just standard old mushrooms. Bag of carrots. Leek. Love adding leek into any vegetables. I just grabbed a couple of sweet potatoes as one of the carb sauces. I really like to make little like squared potatoes with sweet potatoes. And then also just a bag of British baking potatoes to make some homemade chips. Somewhat trying to put these away as I'm going along, so I have a lot to do after. Grabbed some extra fine green beans. Really love green beans. One of my favourite vegetables. Some beef stock pots. A little potato seasoning thing that I like to add in when I make the guys roast potatoes. And then ran out of coffee this morning, so certainly needed to replenish that. Got just my favourite variety, which is the Clipper Latin American instant coffee. Some kombucha as a little treat. Really felt like I needed a little something today, because as we know, just in a total funk, and I was like, right, I need something to put a smile on my face. So I got the elderflower and lemon and strawberry and peach flavoured kombucha. Got some sweet corn and peas. I need to stick these in the freezer quickly. And then basically meal options or meal choices for the next few days. I grabbed us a whole chicken. We had one, well, we tend to have one every week, but I noticed that they started doing these organic British free range whole chicken, and I can't even tell you how delicious it was. We all were just like in amazement at the difference in flavour. It was just really nice. These are on the more expensive side, but I was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna grab another one just because it was so delicious, so super yummy. And it tends to, because there's 3 of us, it's very difficult because most things come in like packs of 2, so it can get quite annoying because it's like there's always like an odd one thing or something. But with things like the chicken, I try and get one that will sort of give us all a decent portion of the protein for the meal I'm cooking, and then enough left over for like to make a lunch or something the next day or whatever. So yeah, try and do what I can where I can. And then I've just got some beef mince. This is, my head is literally all over the place today, and I'm doing really silly things like brought the bags in from the car, then went back out to get the last bags and like leaving the keys on the side. It's just like, everything feels like a bit of an effort, and I'm forgetting what I'm doing and what's going on. So the meal I do with the chicken is basically what I would do every week with it, and that is basically to just throw the chicken in the oven, roast that for like an hour and a half, and then we have a mixture of vegetables with it. So I like to do like peas, leek, cabbage. I'm gonna do mushroom this time as well. There's a little bit of something different. Carrots, really yummy. And then I think alongside that, I'm gonna either do, I think I'm gonna do sweet potatoes with that. And then I grabbed the beef mince, which I'm going to do. I like to do this like one pot thing where I just like fry off the mince, add in a little bit of seasoning, and then do some like veggies, maybe chop up an onion, carrots, peas and what have you, add that in, add a little bit of beef stock. It's essentially a little bit like the base of a shepherd's pie. So I'll do that, and then I don't know whether I'm just going to do that with mash on the side or like, I'm not sure, but I've got the potatoes. I've got the potatoes to have with that as well. So the bag of potatoes is to do chips, and then some form of potatoes to go with this like little beefy thing. And then I picked up these. I'm really enjoying pork at the moment, and these pork loin steaks are really yummy. They were on Nectar last week, and they were on Nectar this week again. So I basically just get them anytime they're on Nectar because it makes it so much cheaper, because obviously there's only 2, so we do need 2 packs. But like I say, one of them is left over for the next day for someone's lunch or what have you. But these are exclusively bred and sustainably reared on Wold farms to deliver tenderness and succulence, and they are really yummy. Really enjoy them. So for something a little bit different this week, last week we had them with new potatoes and veg, and this week I'm going to do them with homemade chips and an egg. That should be nice. Picked up one of these Keefers. I went with the Yield Valley Organic Mango and Passion Fruit. Again, I just feel like I just need some yumminess in life at the moment. Try and put a little smile on my face, and this is like my favourite flavour, so I thought I'm gonna get you. Butter. I got just a block of the Sainsbury's butter and then some Kerrygold spreadable. So just a little something actually. Obviously my food shops are not perfectly additive free and, you know, super all natural and what have you. I try my very best to get it at least like 90% there, but there's obviously always a few packety things in there, and it's not perfect. I don't proclaim to be, I don't think it ever will be, but I just try my very best. But with things like butter that I use like daily, or boys use daily or whatever, a lot of like the spreadable butters that you can buy have things added into them to make them easier to spread and what have you. So if you're looking to like cut down the additives or cut down the seed oils and things like that in your diet, starting with things like that is really, really helpful. Now, you have to be quite careful, because even if it says like organic or things like that, there can still be, you know, organic ingredients that are a little bit sort of suspect in there. But these like Kerrygold tubs, it's just pure, it's just butter basically. There's nothing in there that's, you know, an artificial ingredient or what have you. And I just keep these little tubs in a cupboard, and it just spreads really, really easily, and it tastes delicious, and it's not got any like rapeseed oil in it or any sort of any oils basically to make it be more spreadable. So there you go, little tip if you are bothered. If you're not bothered, good for you. I always think, you know, just do whatever makes you happy, and don't feel compelled to do something just because I'm doing it or just because, you know, somebody else is doing it. It's just something that I like to try and do and try a little better with each week, and yeah, just try my best. I also grabbed some demerara sugar as we had run out. I used to be one of those people that had multiple teaspoons of sugar in my teas and coffees, and literally it's strange because I couldn't have teas or coffees without sugar in at one time. I just didn't like the taste or whatever, and now it's like I can drink a black coffee with no sugar, no issue. And I just find it weird how your tastes and stuff adapt over time. Come on. So interesting. I am gonna go and pop these groceries away, and then I'm gonna just quickly make some food. Haven't decided what I'm gonna cook for dinner tonight, but I think I might do the pork loin steaks with chips and an egg, because I feel like I'm fancying that. Officially reached the time where it is dark before 7 p.m. It's 10 to, and I'm just about to make tea. We're going to have the pork shoulder with some homemade air fried chips, a fried egg and some beans, which I think is a very, very comforting, cozy meal. And I'm still in my funk. That ain't shifted. So let's see if a little bit of comfort food can help. One thing that's really cool though is I spent a little bit of time, I've been chewing the skin off my lip and it's gone sore, which is why I keep going, if you're wondering. So I spent a little bit of time making the new thumbnail for my new Road to Goal videos, and I really, really like it. I hope you guys do too, but it was really fun. A nice little fun thing to do. And yeah, really happy with it, but I'm gonna go and make tea. 10 to 9. Dinner was really yummy. I have just been finishing my 10,000 steps. Literally just finished them, which is good. I am starting to feel a bit better, which is nice. I'm not sure what this mood has been about today, but I feel like I'm coming out of the other side of it somewhat. I don't want to get my hoops up, but yeah, definitely feeling much better than I did this morning. So I am just gonna go, and myself and Jim have started watching this interesting program where it's like unsolved mysteries, and it's one of those programs that you can just really like switch off, and I really like those kind of things because I feel like I want to try and work out what's going on. So I'm gonna go watch an episode of that with him. I'm gonna make myself a nice yogi tea. Started my fast. Obviously my fasting starts at 8 p.m. whilst 12 p.m. the next day. So started that, which is good. I've had a good day on track in terms of my calories. Let's just have a little look and see. I'm actually, I have 1 calorie left of my goal, which is absolutely fine. So I'm essentially like bang on, which I feel, I don't know, I always feel like that's really cool when that happens. Like, I think it's quite difficult to get super bang on your sort of calorie goal, because obviously, I mean, it's really difficult. And yeah, when that happens, I always feel like it's very fun. Yeah, something that I probably should have said when I was sort of outlining my weight loss intentions and plans and things in last week's video was that, like, the 1,200 calorie a day, that's the thing that I aim for. If it goes like slightly over, I ain't too concerned about it, but I like to sort of keep it as close to that number as possible to sort of aim to be on track. But yeah, like I said, it is really difficult when you're sort of doing your intake as the day comes. I do try and log most things that I know I'm going to have. Like pretty much every morning I'll have a black coffee with my MCT oil, so that's just logged in there. And then what I try and do on a Monday, I haven't done it today, but what I try and do is the dinners that I'm gonna have on sort of like the next few days, I'll try and pre-log that so that I've got a good head start. That gives me a really good idea of what I've got left to work with throughout the day. I must admit, it's much easier doing it within my sort of 12-hour eating window rather than, you know, just waking up at like 6 and having some toast and then, you know, getting quite hungry around like 10:30 and having a snack and then having some lunch. I find it much more clear and easier to sort of like manage that way. But yeah, interesting. So 1 calorie left of the day. But yeah, it's really good to have a day on track. I feel like the frustrations of the weekend are somewhat settling down a bit now. I don't think the weekend situation is what has been bothering me today. feel like it's probably just one of those days where, you know, everything feels a bit all consuming and overwhelming and stressful, and yeah, but like I say, feeling a lot better. So hopefully after a really good night's sleep, I'll wake up feeling tip-top tomorrow. Tuesday, and it is a studio work day today. So I am up. I got up just literally as it turned 6, so that's good. Obviously got that in for today, and had a really lovely bath. I decided to pop in a little bit of the pumpkin butter bar from Lush, which was a really nice little morning treat. Don't know where the lighting is best at the moment. Yeah, so that was really lovely. I'm feeling loads better this morning. I don't think I'm like totally 100%, but I am certainly feel 100% better than I did yesterday, so that is good. So yeah, just a studio worky day. I have literally just made myself a Yogi Rubius tea to take on my journey. I've just got to throw some food into my bag to take with me for the day, but yeah, feeling a lot better and ready to have a really good day on track. It's 12:20 and work is going really well and getting a lot done. I'm so super happy that I am feeling a lot better today. Just makes things a lot easier when your head is cooperating. So I have just popped out to meet my friend Roxy for a little lunch break. She should be here soon, so I thought I would just have a little chit chat and a little sort of like catch up whilst I am waiting. I've just read like such an awesome sort of like quote or piece of text, and it said, life is happening right now. It's happening while you are worrying about whether you should be further along by now. It's happening while you are wishing you were better, wishing you were thinner, stronger, happier. Growth is good, but don't let the idea of constant growth ever let you forget to enjoy life was happening when you were planning how to get where you are right now. And it's happening still. How brilliant is that? So great and so relevant. I think it's definitely something that I really need to try and remember as I'm sort of like going through this journey, to just like remember to live and not get too caught up in the fact that I'm not doing like the most super best specifically for my weight loss during this time, because I am existing and living around it. So I've just got to remember that, you know, I'm not like on a desert island with no responsibilities and no other contributing factors going on. I've just got to do my very best to make it work alongside living. So if you're like me and you get caught up with yourself sometime and feel like you should be doing better, being better, just managing things better, just remember that. It's a very good quote. Right, I am gonna go and wait for Roxy inside, I think. I'm not too sure what to have. Let's have a little consult of the calories actually, because knowing Roxy, hello if you're watching, she'll be a while. What am I doing? So I've popped all of my meals in for the day. I've got my dinner in there. I have got my banana and my naked bar, which I've just had actually, and my coffee that I had this morning. I've got 163 calories to play around with. So do you know what? I might go ahead and have a little pumpkin spice latte, because I do love them. I also really love a dirty chai latte as well. Oh, do I want a dirty chai latte? Do I want a dirty chai? Do I want a dirty chai or do I want a pumpkin spice? Which do I want? I never get the cup sizes in Starbucks. Tall, grande, and venti. I'm guessing small, medium, and large. Yeah, okay. Let's have a little look at the... Someone is just pulling in at the side of me, and they're definitely going to look and see that I've got a camera on my dashboard and think I'm an absolute nutter. Trying to also look out for Roxy. Dirty chai latte. Let's go. I don't think dirty chai Starbucks. Nope. Dirty chai. See what is in prep. I'm not sure. I ain't too sure. Might have to be a pumpkin spice. Let me know in the comments what your favourite drink order is from the coffee shop. It's 4:45 and I am now home from work. Had a really lovely time catching up with Roxy. We popped into TK Maxx, as it's literally just over the road from the Starbucks, just for a little look. And as we walked in, I spotted a coat and it instantly just caught my attention because it's like plaid and I love anything like that. So I thought, oh, hello, I just wanted to just have a little look. Absolutely fell in love with it and saw that it was a size 8, which I was like, oh. But the thing is, it was reduced. Now, this coat should have been £70, but it was reduced to £12, and I was just like, oh my god, I absolutely love it. And I was just like, oh, where's it size 8? But I looked at it and I thought, it doesn't look like super tiny. So this is just a perfect representation of how clothing sizes mean F all. You know, they really mean nothing because it fit like perfectly. It doesn't like fasten up around like the bum area. But that's just my life anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna show you it. It's amazing. So it's in like a fleecy flannel jacket style material. Absolutely love the colours. I don't know how I'm going to show you this. Can you see? It's got a really cute little bell. Yeah, absolutely obsessed. Nice little collar there. I can't believe this was £12. But yeah, absolutely love it. It is slightly sort of tight on the arms, like, but I can move around quite comfortably. But yeah, sizes mean absolutely nothing because I am certainly not a size 8. But very, very pleased with that. Bargain of the century. Love it. So I have just cut up 2 sweet potatoes into like little squares. Don't know if I can show you without these falling out. 2 sweet potatoes into some little square shapes, and I thought I would just share the seasoning that I have popped on them, and it smells insane. I wish you could smell. Oh my god, how good this is. So I have sprinkled on a little bit of onion salt, and then this is like the holy grail. Basically it's really, really good to sort of like just sprinkle onto some vegetables, just to jazz them up a little bit, add some flavour. It's the Just Spice vegetable all-rounder. You can order them online, and I pick them up in Sainsbury's. I used to get them online, and then I noticed that they started selling them in store. Really yummy. And then just a little bit of garlic puree. Obviously fresh garlic is 100% better, but don't have any, so this will have to do. But yeah, so yummy. The light is doing absolutely nothing for them. It's doing everything for my double chin though. But yeah, so yummy. So basically just 2 sweet potatoes, peeled and then chopped into little squares, and then a little drizzle of olive oil just to help the seasoning stick on them. And then yeah, you can just jazz them up with whatever floats your boat really. I really enjoy making, I mean, I love vegetables, I can have them just with nothing on, but I just really enjoy making the most of them and yeah, just doing something a bit different. So then these will go in the air fryer for about 20 to 25 minutes, but I'm just going to set them aside and let them marinate in this amazing seasoning. 5 to 8, and I've just finished doing my 10,000 steps for the day. Dinner was really yummy. I was so ready for it, and yeah, just really enjoyed sort of sitting down with the boys, having tea and just unwinding a little bit. My shoulder was a little bit sore this morning when I woke up. I seem to be getting a little bit of jip from it recently. I feel like it's only a few weeks ago when I last like pulled it and it was really sore. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know whether I'm sleeping funny, but I just naturally always like roll my shoulders forward and sort of like I'm always in kind of like a hunched over position. So I feel like I really need to try and retrain myself to like sit my shoulders back into the right position. I did go to a chiropractor a fair few years ago now, and he said, yeah, you've just got used to hunching your shoulders forward, so it feels really unnatural to let them sit where they should be, and it is actually quite uncomfortable. But I think possibly I might have to just really try and be mindful of that, because I think it might have something to do with it. I need to try and find a better sleeping position as well, but it always seems to be this shoulder. So I have one of those massage guns, so I've just popped that on for a little bit to try and, I think it might be a muscle knot, I'm not sure, to try and ease it up a little bit, and then popped on some Tiger Balm, which has gone warm now, which is really nice and relieving the pain a little bit. But yeah, don't know why that's happening, it's really annoying. I've just also made myself a massive cup of the Yogi Detox tea, just to have to wind down the evening with, and I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the next. I feel like I'm going to have quite an early night. I'm going to get into bed for about 9, I think, but I'm just going to spend the next hour just sort of like doing whatever I fancy, which is something I never really do. I always feel like I should be doing something productive and not just like arsing around online or, you know, whatever I fancy doing really. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's been another really good day on track, by the way. Feeling much better about that. It just feels really good to be sort of in control and doing what I need to do to get where I want to be. I'm just gonna bring up my calories for the day. I think I'm like 40 calories over or something. Yeah, I'm 41 calories over, which I'm really not too concerned about. It does annoy me, however, that when you go on the week view, it gives you like an X. There's something very psychological about that. I'm sure it's the same for everyone, but it is what it is. So yeah, another really good day on track. Just got to keep this momentum up. I've been thinking as well about my YouTube sort of schedule, when I'm going to upload what video, because I do really want to return back to having like a dedicated weighing video, just making it short and sweet for, you know, the purposes of progress and that element of, you know, my filming and what have you. And I'm thinking doing weighing in on a Wednesday, and then just having like doing like a quick sort of check-in video when I get home from work on a Wednesday. It's a nice little middle point as well for the new week, so doing my weight Wednesday to Wednesday. yeah, it's a nice little reflective stage, because obviously I seem to have the most trouble over the weekends. So if I'm reflective on the Wednesday, then hopefully that will give me the momentum to go into the weekend. And I think it's like close enough to the start of the week to be mindful of my actions over the weekend as well, to not let it affect my weigh-in. That's kind of why I changed my weigh-ins from Fridays to Mondays, just because previously I had somewhat kind of felt that, you know, I'll weigh in on the Friday and then I have a couple of days just to like take my foot off the pedal a little bit before the following Friday. And I wanted to kind of change that mindset and remember that it is sort of an everyday effort that's going to really make the good positive changes. But yeah, just with wanting to upload my weekly vlogs on the weekend and what have you, I think that's going to work. So we will give that a try. So I think what I will do, obviously this video will go up, hopefully from here on out, my weekly vlogs will go up on a Saturday at around 12, and then I'll have my weigh-in on the following Wednesday, and then going forward, hopefully I can try and stick to that schedule. It's Wednesday. I slept an hour past my scheduled wake-up time of 6 AM this morning. I think what happened, I heard my alarm and maybe in my sleepy, not awake brain just went, oh, that's like my first alarm, not my main alarm. I'm gonna snooze. I just snoozed it. I just automatically snoozed it. And then naturally woke up an hour later at 7, bolted out of bed, jumped in the shower. So it's not too bad. It's just gone 8, so, and I'm on my way to work now, so that's good. I'd just like to get into the studio at least like an hour to an hour and a half before anyone arrives, so I've got plenty of time to have like a nice tidy round, do all my little morning setup stuff, and then just get myself ready for the day. So it's no biggie, no big deal. But yeah, I think with the sort of 6 AM, oh, that really freaked me out then. Like literally sounded like those people were sat in the back seat. I think with my 6 AM wake up goal, there's a specific word for it and I cannot remember what that word is. The heck is it? Can't remember. I'm probably gonna be like shouting at myself editing this, but I think it's just gonna be a case of, you know, working in what works and just learning more effective ways to do it. And it's just gonna take my body a little while to readjust to getting up that little bit earlier. It's strange because I did go to bed earlier than I normally would have done. So I don't know what that was about. Sleeping's weird, isn't it? Especially dreams. Do dreams like really freak anyone out? They kind of freak me out a little bit. It's like, where do they come from? Why do they happen? What is it all about? I mean, and I get the overall concept of it, but yeah, it's quite strange. So I quickly made myself a coffee to bring with me. What I would normally do had I have woke up at 6 AM as planned, go downstairs, make myself a coffee, and then have my shower just while it's cooling a little bit, and then just sip my coffee nicely whilst I am sort of getting ready. However, obviously this morning that didn't happen, so just grabbed my gorgeous keepy cup, and then yeah, here I am. Something I forgot to say when I was on my way into work was that my shoulder feels much better this morning. Still a little bit sore, but I think the sort of massage gun and the Tiger Balm really did its trick. So yeah, super happy about that. So I am obviously in work and I've just made myself a mint matcha green tea, which is strange because I thought I made something else and that really confused me. So yeah, just gonna be working away for the next few hours. It's 20 past 6. That drive home from work was horrendous. They basically had shut the M62 completely, so I'm imagining there was quite a bad accident, so I really hope whoever was involved in that are okay. But yeah, it meant basically it took me a very long time to get home, but I am home now and quite hungry. The boys are hungry, so I'm gonna crack on with dinner. It's Thursday and I am just on my way to work. What's new? Yesterday was a good day. I think about, I want to say like 140 something calories over my £2 a week loss goal, but I'm okay with it. I'm really pleased that I'm tracking everything. That feels like a really good sort of change, and yeah, I feel like as the weeks go on, obviously it's really important to stick to my goal, and you know, just that's a very sort of crucial part of this weight loss journey, isn't it? So obviously that is quite important, but I feel like for the foreseeable, just making sure I am tracking absolutely everything will really help, because it'll help to gauge the sort of calories that I'm eating and the effect that has on my weigh-in, and just give me a really good accurate representation of how it's going. You know, for instance, if I sort of eat over a couple of days and I still have a decent loss, or you know, if I'm eating bang on my, or you know, if I don't have a good loss and I can see, or a loss at all, or a gain or something, you know, I can see where that's going wrong. And also, yeah, I just think it's good. It's just, obviously it is good to completely track everything, and I've always struggled with that. I'm not sure why. Maybe I feel like I've got a lot of like, maybe I feel like I know enough without it. Obviously that's really sort of silly to think. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be a really good thing to just really accurately track. I've not really thought about it in too much detail, but I am pleased that I am doing it somewhat like organically. You know, if I'm having a little snack here or there, I'll make sure to put it in. And if, you know, meal things change, so for instance yesterday I'd popped in a banana and a naked bar, and I didn't end up having that, and instead I grabbed like a salmon salad and like these corn, I think it's called love corn, they're really good. Got it in salt and vinegar flavour, really nice. I ended up having that instead. So, you know, I mean, it goes without saying, it's pretty sort of like basic, isn't it? Basic 101 of weight loss, like track what you're eating. And I'm not saying I've never done it accurately or never done it really well. But yeah, I'm getting back into it. I feel like I fell out of love with tracking. I feel like I was just so unbothered by it. I just couldn't, I don't know, I just really wasn't asked. And I think I'm finally at a point where I'm like, no, it's important, and I actually want to do it as well, which is good. I finished my 10,000 steps last night after tea. Tea was really nice, actually. I made something that I like to make every so often, which is essentially essentially like a shepherd's pie, or is it cottage pie? I can never remember which one, but it was made with beef mince, and it's essentially like a shepherd's pie deconstructed. So I do like shepherd's pie, but I prefer to have like the meat element of it and the mash element of it separate, and I think it's just tastier. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, that's essentially what it was. I just kind of like saute some onions and then add in the beef mince and some seasoning, brown that off. I also like to separately parboil my carrots, and if I've got any other sort of like harder vegetables that take a little bit longer to cook, because I don't really, the texture of vegetables when they're unintentionally hard I find it really annoying. So yeah, I'll parboil them, soften them off a bit, and then yeah, brown off the mince, make some beef stock, and yeah, then just add everything else in, like the peas and stuff. So yeah, it was really nice, really enjoyed it. And yeah, I was gonna say something. There was something that I wanted to say yesterday as well, and it's completely gone out of my head. And then there was a moment throughout the day when I went, oh, that's what I wanted to tell you, and then now it's gone again. It's Thursday, and my mood is dropped a little bit this morning. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little lower than yesterday, but I think after I have like quite a bad day, let's just say, I'll have like this ebb and flow of up and like feeling better and then dropping a little bit. But I do feel like that is totally normal. I think I'm really curious to try and find, I feel like I'm sat really far up and I'm getting really hot. What the hell is going on? It's probably because I've got my heater on. Heater's on, guys. Heater's on. It's 6 degrees. Oh, and also how terrible is what's happening in Florida. My heart absolutely breaks for the people that are suffering. I mean, there's so much like devastation going on in the world at the moment. I like to try and keep up with the news and world affairs, but it's just heartbreaking. It's really scary and really heartbreaking. And I'm not going to go into my own political sort of like views on it all, but you know, I'm very naive in the fact that I wish we could all just like get along and support each other as countries. And it's really heartbreaking that it has to come down to, you know, such horrific, horrible things to happen, you know. And yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go into it. I think we all know what I'm referencing, but my stance is just that, you know, we're all human, and the world isn't owed to anybody, it's owed to everybody. And I feel like the world would be just such a much nicer place if we could all coexist in harmony. And yeah, it really upsets me, but it's absolutely terrible what's happening in Florida. Obviously the hurricane is terrifying, absolutely terrifying, and I really hope that, you know, I've not checked in this morning because I feel like it's going to be really bad, and and it's just harrowing, really, isn't it? And in a way it makes me feel really grateful for waking up in my home this morning in a really nice warm bed, and you know, having my loved ones around me. And I couldn't even imagine, I could not even imagine like how horrendous it must be to be in that position, and terrifying. So you know, I'm taking gratitude away from it. That's actually made me feel a bit better. I feel like sometimes we can be quite insular as a race, and forget that we're just on a tiny dot. If you start to sort of like bring yourself away from it and zoom out, and then zoom out again, and zoom out again, and zoom out again, it makes things feel really, well, for me anyway, I can only speak from my own personal sort of like feelings, but it does start to make things feel a little bit more insignificant. And not I don't dismiss my own feelings. I feel like they're very valid and important, but yeah, there's something about sort of thinking about the greater sort of like story that puts it all into perspective. Oh dear. Can you get through? Give him a bit of more room. Yeah. I don't know, it's very reflective morning. I didn't intend to get into a deep catch up, but this is what I mean by wanting to be able to sort of ramble on in the car, because I feel like it's where I have my most deepest thinkings, and it's nice to be able to somewhat share that with you. But I'm gonna go and get myself to work. It's a really lovely morning. It makes a change from the horrible rain I have been driving in recently. Whoa! Hello, sunshine. I see you. It's Friday. I've had a really cozy work from home day today, which has been really lovely, and I have just finished editing this week's weekly vlog, which I'm super happy about, because that means, fingers crossed, I can't see why not now, but it should be uploaded as scheduled to go live tomorrow, which really excites me, as obviously I had a bit of like an upload mix-up at the start of the week, and yeah, it just wasn't great. And going forward, I really want to try and make sure that my weekly vlogs do go up on a Saturday. And as I mentioned, from now on I'm going to be weighing in on a I'm going to be weighing in on a Wednesday. So yeah, hopefully going forward I can get this schedule working really well, and that super excites me. So I've had a really good week so far. I've had a couple of days where I've been slightly over, which I'm not too concerned about. I'm really happy that I've been tracking accurately, and I'm really hoping that going into the weekend I can continue that, because the weekends definitely seem to be where I have most difficulty. So I'm going to try really hard this weekend to track and somewhat be on track and have a really good healthy weekend, and come Wednesday when you next see me, I will have really good news, really good progress to share with you. So yeah, good week. I'm not going to talk about it too much, obviously, as I'm going to expand on that on Wednesday for weigh-in, but I did just want to quickly say a super thank you to those of you who did comment a panda in my last week's weekly vlog. This one isn't as long, thankfully, but yeah, I just wanted to say a super big thank you. So I'm going to say Nicola 2652, thank you very much. Lynn, thank you for staying tuned all the way and leaving a panda. And then I'm going to just call you my OG Nicola, because I do know there is two Nicolas who are regular viewers. So OG Nicola, you know who you are. Thank you for tuning in to the very end. And a big thank you also for reaching out to me on Monday with your kind words. Really do mean so much, and I super appreciated it. And then I really hope I'm saying your name right, because I am terrible at like pronunciations and I don't know what's wrong. I have dyslexia, so let's just blame it on that if I get it wrong, and I'm sorry. But I think it's Tiny Joe. Thank you very much. And I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm not sure you left. Did you leave a panda? Lulu, you always comment, so hello to you. And if I've forgotten anybody in there, it doesn't mean that I don't care. Love and appreciate everyone that tunes in and watches my videos. You really do mean the world to me. And it's just so nice to have like a little support system here cheering me on and making me feel like I'm not a silly sausage for doing this, because I do really enjoy it, and I'm just really glad to have you all along for the ride. So as I really enjoyed that last week, I'm going to do it again. And if you have got this far into the video, what should we leave? Leave a star, because that's what you are. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this week's weekly vlog. If you enjoyed it, I'd super appreciate a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, I would super appreciate if you hit subscribe and join in on this journey with me. And if you do enjoy watching my videos and you would like to know when they go live, you can hit that notification bell. And until next time, which should be Wednesday, stay happy, healthy and well. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.